everybody. It's us, your geriatric millennials.
Beth and Jayme.
Here we are. We're here to get you through your day, get you through your tasks, be your besties that cheer you on so you can be an adult.
Mm-hmm. Go you.
Yes.
Go you, whatever you're doing.
Yes.
You know what?
Fold those clothes.
Yeah, fold those. Work out that workout. What am I going to say? Do that workout.
Do that workout.
Finish that walk.
Yeah. I hope you're squatting right
Go
now,
up
girl.
that hill.
Yeah. Yes. Charge. So whatever you're doing right now.
Scrub your hair in the shower.
Yes.
Because I told you I listen to podcasts in the shower
Which is
now.
impressive. And also, like, if you're driving to work right now, you got this day. You got this day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That person at work that is just awful. Guess what? Today's not the day. It's not the day. It's your day.
That's right.
Yeah. So
We've got you.
Yes. That's what we're here for. So anyway, summer is rapidly dwindling down. And it is back to school season, like for sure.
I know.
It's like, I mean, back to school really starts like what? June, as far as like
I know.
the Target
school
aisles.
gets out, it's like back to school sales the next week. Stop.
I do have to say, I walked through Target maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, and I went through like, 'cause typically, I mean, I don't have kids, so it's like I don't go to the school supply section, because I go to the like adult office supply section because that's where we're at, you know. But I walked through and I was just like, oh, and I was like picking up. I mean, I didn't pick up very much. I think I picked up one pen because I had, some restraint. But it was really fun to see, and just like made me reminisce about like how exciting it was to like get your classroom list, like because you didn't come to school. You weren't in school.
You and I have very, very different experiences.
Yeah, but you would have your kids. Like, because it's like,
That's
you pick
what
up
I'm experiencing now. Yes.
Yeah, you pick up your little sheet that says with the teacher, and then you would go like pick out all your stuff and get your 2 boxes of Kleenex. And it was always so exciting. And I don't know, I think the biggest thing that I used to love was like picking out my pencil box for the year. It was a pretty big deal. I mean, they've all come such a long way. Like I see what kids get now. I'm like, wow, you guys are lucky.
Right.
We had like a little cardboard pencil case with like it had a cardboard top, and by the end of the year it was ripped off and whatever. But
I don't even think my kids are using pencil boxes.
No,
you know what? I mean, I think my daughter. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. We got the school list from the district. Now, granted, the teachers are probably going to give us maybe more. There was 2 things on the list: earbuds.
Oh.
And that might be and a backpack.
Oh, okay.
Like, wow. Okay, we can do that.
Gosh, it used to be like you had the number 2 pencils. Well, I guess it's elementary school, like not.
I still have a kid in elementary, but I didn't get a list yet.
Yeah.
So
hopefully, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just exciting. But it made me think about, so as I was walking, like it made me just start thinking about like, Jayme and I need to talk about this. We talk about what it was like when we were growing up. And then I was like, what are you talking about, Beth? Jayme had a totally different experience. I don't know if she went to elementary school. She might have been homeschooled. So I don't know. Where did you go to school? Were you in school in Belize?
I did a lot of different schools because we moved a lot. So for kindergarten, we lived in Haiti, and my parents sent me to school in Haiti. I lasted 3 days because it was so awful.
Aww.
I was the only white girl, and I don't think they had ever seen a white person before.
Oh.
And they made a circle around me, and they would run up and pinch me.
Oh,
like,
no.
The kids
because they were trying to see if you were real.
Yeah, trying to see if I was real. And so that felt weird when I was 5. And then the teacher, we had to like put our heads down on our desks, and then she walked around with a whip. And if anybody looked up or made a noise or whatever, she would literally lash them.
Oh my gosh.
With a whip.
That's awful.
It was awful. I was not happy there. And so, I mean, I told my parents about it. And fortunately, I feel like my parents made a good decision and took me out.
Yeah.
And my mom taught me how to read.
Yeah.
So that was my first school experience.
Oh my gosh.
But then I had a lot of different experiences after that.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember a lot of them, but I remember some. So I would be happy to share some stories of my back to school stuff. But now as a mom, raising my kids in good old America, I am seeing them have a completely different experience than I ever did.
Yeah.
And I just took my kids back to school clothes shopping, which was really actually fun. Like really fun.
It's all about that first day look.
Very different from my experience. But it's really cool to be able to give my kids this experience, and have them So although it's funny because I told my kids I'm not buying them fashion shoes. So I will buy them the shoes they need. They can pick them out, but they have to be the type of shoe that they need for whatever they actually need it for. You know what I'm saying? Like they need an athletic shoe for sports or running or whatever. So I'm going to get them that. But they want these Nike. Oh, what's the word? It's like the rage, I guess.
I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
They're not, there's Jordans.
It's like they have the black swoosh and they're a little taller.
Yep. It's exactly what it is. And I was like, that's a fashion shoe, which is great. And I love it. But I've got 3 of y'all and I need to buy you what you actually need. So if you want those, you're going to spend your own money, which they did. Both my boys bought themselves these really cool shoes.
That's how important they are. Yeah.
That's how important they are. And they spent their own money, which I was like, go for it. Like, that's great if you want to spend your money on that. But my point, what I was trying to say was it was just really fun to be able to buy them clothes that they actually wanted, you know, and got to pick out. So,
yeah. The shoes is a big deal. I remember I told my mom, so when I was a kid growing up, my parents had a lot of money until I was like 5. And then we had no money between the ages of about 6. So about 1st grade through 7th grade, not a lot of money. Those are formidable years for fashion and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so we would shop at the Payless, which no longer exists, but the Payless. And like, I remember I was like 8 or 9 and everybody had double tongue Reeboks. It was like the hottest shoe. It had a tongue that went up and then tongue went out. The double tongue Reebok. It was like the shoe to have.
Yeah.
Guess what I had? Payless version. Peeling paint. It was so, and it's like, it's fine. Cause I wasn't bullied or anything like that, but I definitely felt our financial situation. Like I could feel it. Cause like all my clothes were hand-me-downs and stuff by that point. My grandmas would buy me like clothes at Christmas and that was always exciting. Cause that's where I'd get like usually my good fashion. But I remember when my little brother was coming up, I told Mama, whatever you do, you buy that boy good shoes. And so like she always did. And I think that was like, for him, that was really important because
what is it with boys and shoes? It's true.
Yeah. But that's really where like your social status and stuff and
apparently
your clout comes from shoes for guys.
I guess so. Cause I didn't know that.
Deal.
I didn't know that. And my boys are so into shoes.
Yeah.
That I just kind of like stand back and go, oh, okay. Like I didn't know, cause they've never cared before, but now they care.
Yeah.
Like they actually care.
It literally matters. Like, yeah. And it can really like, I mean, it's sad, but that's the culture of middle school and high school is that like your shoes can make or break you as far as like being bullied
That's
and
so
stuff.
Dumb.
It is, but it's the currency of kids. So it's like, you gotta just,
I'm not going to
I know you're not going to be like too bad kid.
Right.
You know?
I'm not going to be, if my kids didn't have any money.
Yeah.
At all, but they do.
Yeah.
Like they've been able to they've been able to earn money with different things. And so I know they have the money to buy what they want.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying like, oh, because I mean, like it becomes a whole thing. Like a shoe head kid, it's like you can have lots of shoes.
That's what I'm saying.
They're super expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they don't need them and they have plenty of shoes that fit them. And that's the other thing. I'm just like, you're going to outgrow these stupid $100 shoes or $150 or whatever. Yeah. So
it's a whole
thing.
Though.
It is a whole thing. And I'm 100% wanting to buy them a pair of shoes. But again, like if you don't have a pair of shoes that you actually need to do the stuff that you want to do, like that's the
your
shoes
priority.
I'm going to buy. That's the priority for me. Yeah. So anyway.
No, I get it. Yeah.
And they're still cool shoes. I'm like,
yeah. It's just a whole thing. Like, it's just a whole thing. It's funny. It's funny the things that, you know, like kids
that matter. I know.
The things that matter, you know?
I know.
And it's like in the same breath though, I'm like, but there's things that matter to me, you know, as an adult, like our status symbols. So it's just like, ugh. But anyway,
let me just say one more thing about the shoe thing. Okay. So
Jayme, I believe you're a good mom.
I know, but my 14-year-old bought himself Crocs.
Yeah.
And my 9-year-old, I actually bought her. She paid for half the Crocs.
Yeah.
They match. They both have white Crocs. Yeah. One's a boy, one's a girl, and they both want it. And I'm just like, what is happening right now? Yeah. Why are you guys wearing Crocs? What is happening? Because I bought my kids Crocs when they were toddlers.
Yeah. Oh, Crocs.
We lived in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It didn't have a thing to do with fashion. It was complete function, and they're toddlers. Like, and you're in Hawaii. They were the perfect beach shoe.
Yeah.
And that's all they wore when they were little. All my kids. And then like I bought them for the oldest and then like passed them on to the all. They're great. They lasted. Like they're a great shoe. But I just think it's hilarious that that's the thing that people want to wear right now because they're so ugly.
Yeah.
They're
the whole
so
thing.
ugly.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of getting used to them with socks.
Yeah. Yeah. Crocs with socks. I know.
And those little gibbet thingies.
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny. This makes me feel like the geriatric millennial that I am.
Yeah.
Shaking my head at what the kids are wearing these days.
I know.
Like, what? It's Crocs?
It's
really?
Crocs. Yeah.
I think it's so funny.
I know. But
do you have Crocs?
Heck no.
Okay.
I used to make fun of my students all the time for wearing Crocs, but these are kids that are very popular and cool and, put together, and they come rocking Crocs.
So funny.
Not in sport mode, but just Crocs with the socks.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Sport mode. I'm like, put the thing behind your heel. Put it behind there. And my son's like, no, that's sport mode. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
He's like, no, that's sport mode. No, he refuses to wear. I'm like,
yeah, you don't wear that
really
unless
a thing.
Yeah, you only wear that if you're running or something's going down. Yeah,
they're gonna take it off, put it in sport mode.
They will literally say that. They will say, "Oh, time for sport mode," and
That's
do
so
it.
Funny.
Yeah, but we had our own crap.
Of course we do.
I feel like the hot thing for I remember it was back to school season. I think it was freshman year, and it was jelly shoes had made a resurgence from the 80s. And so everybody's getting jelly shoes, but I did not get them because I got a wide foot and the Payless shoes did not fit. But I just remember everybody had jelly shoes. They were so disgusting because it's like your feet is just sweaty and it's just like there's no arch support. Like it's a nasty shoe. I think it lasted like half a season and everybody's like, okay, we're over this. But yeah. But yeah, back to school shopping was always one of my favorite times a year. Like we always went back to school shopping on Labor Day weekend, because it was like we go back to school, we might have one new, whatever, and then we go back to school shopping. We'd always go to Portland because there's no sales tax, and we hit the outlets and things. Yeah. And at that time, there was an Old Navy in Portland, but not in Tri-Cities, and there was a Gap there. So we would you would go and you come back with Old Navy, oh, you went to Old Navy.
Yeah.
It was just such a weird status thing to go to Old Navy and Abercrombie. That was before we had one here. So it was just it's just so funny. But I remember I always had to have my first day look. And my best first day was between 7th and 8th grade. I was always just kind of a pudgy kid, and I slimmed down a lot. And so it was straight out of a movie. So I get out of the car. It's 1994. And I'm 13 years old going into 8th grade. I'm wearing 90s style kind of baggy, lighter wash jeans with some fake Timberlands, which are the boots, but they're fake. Anyway, they were like a chicer girl version, I guess. And then I had this cross colors type maybe t-shirt and some dog tags. And I walk in I'm not, it's out of the wind was blowing my hair back and just I just strutted.
We're feeling it.
And I walk in, I remember this girl goes, "Oh my gosh, is that Beth Rundle?" And I was just smiled and I was just "Hey guys." And I just was so feeling myself.
Oh yeah.
And then it just,
amazing.
It was again, chef's kiss. Beautiful moment in life. And then that whole year I kept a journal, it was a calendar journal of everything I wore. So I would not repeat the same outfit within 3 weeks. So it's always trying not to repeat. It was a while. So that's it went from hand-me-downs to that. And I was thrifting and putting looks together, and it was a whole thing. And then I totally just fell off the fashion game, and now I just wear sweatpants. So yeah, I don't know. I just remember shopping and loving it so much, and just that excitement for oh, this is going to be my year kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, my kids are already trying to figure out their first day outfit. I mean, they're thinking about it and they're planning it, and it's a whole thing. I had to get my son an entire new wardrobe because he's gotten so much taller that none of his stuff fits him anymore, including all of his hoodies. And so,
oh gosh, those are expensive.
I know they are. And guess what size he is? Men's large.
Wow.
I'm not even kidding you, because of the length.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's super tall, but he tried on the medium and it was too small, and then men's large, sure enough. But fortunately, we went to TJ Maxx. We were in Spokane, got that kid American Eagle.
Oh, nice.
3 different American Eagle things from TJ Maxx. So loved that. And he found a few hoodies that worked. It was so anyways, I got him a bunch of stuff. It was way cheaper than paying full price. So I was really happy about that because I needed to get that kid like his t-shirts are too small. Like everything is too small.
Yeah.
He's full grown man body. I mean, not brain, but body.
No, but yes.
So anyways, it was wild. So he got way more new stuff than the other kids. And I'm just like, okay, you guys have to understand this. Like his stuff doesn't actually fit. Like he actually needs it. And you don't.
Yeah.
So
you're getting some hand-me-downs. It's fine.
Some hand-me-downs. Like you get a couple new things, but a lot of your stuff still fits you. And so, and the thing is, we have the hookup for Karis because she's got a friend that is just a little bit bigger than her. And so like she gets all her hand-me-downs, which is great. So I haven't had to buy her much at all. So
that's awesome.
I know it's awesome. So I got her a little bit more expensive shoes because we could put the money in there, you know? Anyway.
Love it.
It's fun. It's fun doing it for my kids. I never really had that experience. So, you talk about like you had a lot of money, up until this point and then you didn't have any. Mine was just kind of like, we just never had any kind of thing, like my whole life. And so we always had, good food to eat and all our needs were always met. But I was buying my own clothes when I was in high school because
I had a job.
Yep. Exactly. And I remember getting my paycheck after I started my job at the arena where they had all the hockey games and I had a popcorn stand. And I loved that job, by the way, because I got to eat popcorn and watch hockey games during the
Go Canada.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I got to go to all the concerts because all the events and concerts and stuff like that were at this facility. And so I got to work at them all.
That's amazing.
And listen to everything. And so, it was really fun. But anyways, I remember going shopping for a pair of jeans and it was when the bootcut jeans, like the flare, like that was it. And I didn't have any of them because I grew up in Belize, right? I'm 16 years old when we moved back to Canada.
Oh, culture shock.
Total culture shock, completely out of the fashion loop. Like I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
I was wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt. Okay. Because that's what I had.
Yeah.
Kind of a deal. Right.
Yeah.
And so 16 years old. And so I was observing fashion and I didn't have very much, but I remember buying my first pair of bootcut like flare jeans. So I went and I bought a pair of jeans and I bought a CD. I'm trying to remember what the CD was. Oh, it was Sarah McLachlan.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Was it the cat one or the pet one? The Arms of the Angel?
I don't yes.
Yeah.
Such a good album. Oh my gosh. So good. I remember that. And I remember just being like really happy to wear those. And I remember borrowing my friend's clothes a lot.
My gosh.
I had a friend that was in the same school and in my same neighborhood, and she had so many clothes and she was always so cute and fashionable and we were the same size. And so she let me borrow her clothes all the time, which I absolutely loved. And that was really sweet of her. So Stacy, if you're listening, thank you.
Oh, that's so nice. I did a lot of thrifting in high school. And it was before, I feel bad for kids now that are trying to thrift because I know they still find cool stuff, but back then it was like everybody wasn't thrifting, so you could go and find like amazing cool pieces and just like I was the queen of a thrifted V-neck sweater in
well I feel like a lot of people are thrifting to sell.
Yeah, resell. Yeah, it wasn't like that. It was like you were just thrifting to like find cool stuff to wear. But
at least you can online thrift though. Have you done that? I have a lot of stuff that I've online thrifted.
Yeah,
that I wear all the time.
Yeah. No, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Well, you're in a different season of life now.
I tend not to thrift as much anymore for clothing, more for like stuff. But I don't know. I think that there was like something really fun about like the 90s fashion, about just kind of throwing stuff together. I look at it now. It's just so funny to me, like what we would wear.
Oh, it's all coming back now, though. We're wearing the same. People are wearing the same thing now that they did in those days.
I used to love like in 8th grade sundresses. I had a sunflower sundress, and it was so cute. It was like a baby doll sundress.
Do you remember the sunflower hat?
Yes, sunflower fragrance, hats, like there's a specific pattern. I'm gonna see if I can find it that was everywhere. It was like the same on shorts and pants and everything. But yeah, it was just like sunflowers had a hold on people in like the like kind of early 90s. Yeah. I remember a friend and I went to her house and she had the sunflowers. I think it was by Elizabeth Taylor. And I was just like,
the perfume.
Yeah. I was like,
I remember that.
You are the classiest girl I've ever known. Yeah. And it was just like, what is happening?
I think I can remember how it smells. I think they still make it.
I'm sure somebody's wearing it. It's like, I feel like that's something that you get in like the Burlington Coat Factory, like, the fragrances that are like, just like,
I want to go smell it.
We should see if we can find some.
Bring back some memories.
And just see.
You know what I remember wearing when we moved to Belize? So I had this body spray called Malibu Musk.
Oh, yeah.
It smelled really good. Yeah. And I think if I could find that now, I think I would wear it.
Yeah. I just remember like CK1 was really big. And then like anything Bath and Body Works, but specifically cucumber melon. Cucumber melon. I think I got that for every birthday. Cucumber melon. And then
it smells good.
And then Victoria's Secret's passion something. Like it was just like, I don't know, it was passion spell or I don't know.
Love spell?
Love spell. It was love spell. And it was just like, I'm a sexy biatch. Like all over, I walked into a Victoria's Secret's maybe like let me think, like 4 years ago. I walked into like because they had like the fragrance side. I walked in and I'm like, it just smells like it just smells like what I think a prostitute house would smell like. Like not like a classy one, but it was just so cheap overwhelming.
Perfume. Yeah.
It was just overwhelming scent. I was like, I got to get out of here. It's too much for me.
I remember when I was a teenager, I got my fragrances from the Body Shop.
Oh yeah.
And they had the perfume oils.
Oh gosh. And
they were so good. Let me just say again, I would wear that now. Yeah. I think I would. I mean, I don't really know. Were you a patchouli
girl? Was that called?
Patchouli? No. Okay. No. I loved the vanilla musk and fuzzy peach.
Oh,
those were my scents.
Fuzzy peach, yeah.
Those were my scents. And then they discontinued them and I was devastated because and now they just have like white musk or something and something else. And I'm like, no. Although I have a friend that wears that. And she has worn it all these years, like ever since those teen years. And it's just her.
Yeah.
Like that. It just smells like her.
Smell. Yeah.
It just smells like her. And she still wears it and it smells good. It's just not my scent. Yeah. I just wish they wouldn't have gotten rid of fuzzy peach and vanilla musk. Like those are classic. Come on. Yeah. I want to smell like that again.
I've had such a fun time like looking through Pinterest boards and different things to try and like, I don't know, just remember things and just seeing like stuff like that, like seeing pictures of those old perfumes and the old like makeup we would wear. And like, I don't know, it's just been like so nice to kind of, because you forget about the little things, the day-to-day stuff.
Okay. Speaking of makeup, I want to tell you a funny story. So I've always loved makeup and I don't remember how I ever learned how to apply it or whatever. Because I don't know what we didn't have YouTube back in the
magazine
day.
And they'd have a sketch of like, okay, an artist rendition.
Right. And which makes me think, I still do my makeup the same way a little slightly. And I'm like, maybe I need to change this up. But look, this is what my story's about. So I went and I don't know so I was in Canada at this time. Yeah. And I know that their culture is pretty similar, but so I don't know if it's kind of the same of
Canada's underpants.
That's funny.
Welcome to America.
So I went, it was going to be a prom or something or a dance or whatever. And I couldn't have been prom. I think I only went to one prom because I went to public school for my senior year and that was it.
Jeez.
I know. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is I went to the department store at the mall to get a makeover.
Oh, the mall makeover.
The mall makeover.
Mm-hmm. Did you go to MAC?
I don't think it was MAC. Okay. I don't think it was MAC. So she does my makeup. And first of all, first clue should have been my sign to just cancel. Just not going to do it after all. The lady that came to do my makeup looked like a clown. Like,
oh no,
she had like round red cheek things. And like, she was wearing like really bright lipstick and she looked like her makeup was all you saw. Like you just saw her makeup. You didn't see her face. Ooh. It was bad. She's the one that does my makeover. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm sitting there. She's like doing it. I can't see like what she's doing. Right. Oh my gosh. So she finishes and I look in the mirror. Okay. So what she did was she put on purple on my eyes.
Perfect.
Like a lot of purple. And she put orange on my lips.
Oh my gosh. This is like 1999.
Oh, I know.
Oh my gosh.
And this was like 1998.
Okay.
Or 97 or 98. And it was not the look I was going for at all. It felt so ridiculous that I was like, immediately, like I left and immediately like went to the bathroom and was
you can't be seen in public with that.
My face trying to get this makeup off. But the funny thing is that now I'm all about the purple eyeliner.
Oh, geez.
And I wore orange lipstick yesterday.
Oh, I saw. Yeah.
And so, I mean, it probably was good in theory because of my coloring.
Yeah.
Like, because I have brown eyes and like the purple kind of like.
Yeah.
Sets it up. But
it was poor
the way
execution.
it was poor execution. But I do think to that every now and then, like when I put on my purple eyeliner, I think back to that, like how I was so appalled back in the day. And now here I am.
Like, she was right.
She was right. She probably had some kind of training.
Round rouge and we're there.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just like makeup was a big deal for back to school too. It's like, I always felt like I always wanted to have a lipstick color. I wore a lot of lipstick in like, maybe middle school. I wore a lot of lipstick in like 7th grade, 8th grade. Like I had a lip pencil that I got from Avon and it was like the perfect color for me. It was like the perfect raspberry red. It was not an areola color. But it was so perfect. And I still see pictures and I'm like, man, I wish I had that lipstick. And I keep buying lipsticks to this day and I never will wear them. And I'm like, it's like I'm trying to like reconnect with my younger self that was braver in fashion because I used to wear crazy stuff, but it was just like, it was so fun. Anyway, I don't know. I just love back to school because it's just like, it was always a fresh start. I was like, you're always a new person. It's like, I have new clothes. I have a new attitude. I have a new look, new haircut. Like I'm a new person. And then, within a week, it's like, oh, it's just all the same old. But it was good times. Yeah. Especially being older. I remember, oh my gosh. Like, so when I was younger, I've shared this. My dad was stay-at-home dad for a lot of those years. And so he would pack lunches for us. I always wanted like a super cute, like lunch pail. Like, did you have a lunchbox growing up? Because they used to have like character lunch boxes that was like the plastic lunchbox with the thermos on the inside. They were just so nice, but they were way too much. So I used like an insulated bag my mom had for me. It was fine. But my dad would pack lunches for himself. I was 8 years old. So he would pack like man lunches. And so they were just like, enough food for a grown man. So I was just like chowing at lunch with a cupcake and a sandwich and chips and a pickle, those were the days.
Yeah.
Can you imagine right now? I mean, I know you might have to make lunches for people, but just to have lunch made for you sounds so amazing. Like every day
make lunches for my
you wake up and it's just like you go to work, you open up your, backpack and you're like, I got a lunch in here.
Yeah.
With stuff I like that I didn't have to make. Fantasy.
I know. I actually need to get my kids doing their own lunches again. They're capable, but I've been doing it mostly for Karis because the boys ate lunch at school.
School lunch.
But
did you have
just
school
because
lunch?
It's easier.
Did you eat school lunch?
My school didn't have lunch.
Oh, okay.
Different schools. I always took lunch from home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what I ate. I think I made myself a sandwich and brought it to school.
Okay.
I think that's what fair. I did.
Okay. Anyway, just a side note. Yeah.
But I remember, so when I was growing up in Belize, a lot of the moms would bring the kids hot lunch. That's a big thing.
That's cool.
But that was not my culture. And so I just remember eating, whatever, like a peanut butter sandwich or whatever it was. And just kind of, wishing I could go eat the hot lunches. And they have a great system. Like they would get in groups of 5 moms. And then so the mom would bring lunch for all of their kids. And then they would just take turns. They just did it once a week kind of a thing. It was just brilliant. So, I did that when we lived there and my kid went to the same school that I did when I was a kid. I was a part of that group. But I did pizza every single time it was my turn.
Oh, yeah. You make great pizza.
I had a pizza business and I was like, y'all like pizza? Once a week, that's not too much. I'm just going to bring pizza because that's easy.
Yeah.
And because I don't want to try to make stuff that, all these women are really super good cooks there and
stay in your
lane.
I
was just out of my element. I was just like, I don't want to spend my time doing this. I still don't, which is kind of sad.
No.
But I need to get back on my meal planning train. We're kind of just, summer is just, it's just like a free for all. I don't even know what's happening. Like, I don't even know. I think 2 of my kids slept till 10:30 today. My daughter tells me, because then I went to work and I wasn't there. And I said, so I called and I said, did you eat lunch? This is 2:00. Okay. Did you eat lunch? She's like, Mom, I ate brunch.
Okay.
She's like, I'm not hungry because I ate brunch.
Yeah.
I don't know what she ate, but anyway.
She had brunch, mother.
She had brunch.
I had high tea, mother. I don't know what you're talking about. I had finger sandwiches, and a scone. That's so cute.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, back to school.
Back to school lunches. As we're talking about this, I just want somebody to make a fast food restaurant that's a drive-through that's called School Lunch, and it sells the food that we all ate. Well, us stateside ate like growing up,
which is
like chicken nuggets with the barbecue sauce.
I think that's called McDonald's.
No. I'm not talking about McDonald's. I'm talking about the school quality chicken nuggets. So like
is that
the same.
Better?
It's different.
Okay.
Like the mashed potatoes that we would have in the biscuit with like the taco salad bar on Wednesdays that we would have that every once in a while would make people sick. Just like there were just certain things that you always had that were like exciting days.
I've heard about the cinnamon roll and is it chili?
Oh, we didn't do that here, but yeah, I've heard that before. That sounds
a strange combo.
There's a lot. I heard one that was like, this is a Midwest thing, I believe. It's apple pie, but you put a slice of cheese on it.
As a lunch? That's a lunch?
No, but as a just interesting food.
A thing to eat?
Yeah.
I saw something that was funny the other day. It said something about, it was like, if somebody came up to you and was like, want to eat 5 cheese sticks? You'd be like, no, thank you. That's too much. But they're like, oh, no. I'm going to dip them in bread and deep fry them in oil. And then the person's like, oh, yeah, okay, that's good. I can eat that before I eat what I'm going to, my actual meal.
Yeah. It's all about, it's all perception.
Like the mozzarella cheese sticks. It's funny to me.
It is, but it's,
like, no, I don't want to eat 5 cheese sticks, but sure, I'll have mozzarella breadsticks.
That sounds like a lot.
As an appetizer.
Like I probably like 2 cheese sticks, like especially the small ones. That's a great snack. But 5, that sounds like
But
I think in cheese sticks, it's just like
it has a lot of cheese. But you know what made me think of it is that the kids have on their school lunch menu. My kids, they serve these things called, I think they're called a cheese ripper.
Oh,
or something.
Oh, geez.
Or they have some other thing that I'm just like, why is that a lunch?
We used to have Pizza Pocket. It was the best day of my life. Pizza Pocket. I used to get a Pizza Pocket every single day. But it's not like a pizza. I don't know, dude. I'm just like so excited. And it was a sausage one, and I'm vegetarian now, but I'm just having flashbacks. So like walking in line, getting that Pizza Pocket that was hot. It was like a little like square, like rectangle, and it was like crimped. And then it was just filled with like piping hot, some kind of red sauce, sometimes fully melted cheese, but not always, and sausage bites. And it was like, I would sit with my friends in a circle and I'd eat that cheesy mess. It's freaking amazing.
Do you want that to be on the menu for the school lunch?
Yes. I'm telling you, people would be like, and again, if you could get the legit stuff that the kids actually eat still, I think people would be like, yes, this is my childhood relived. It's the best biscuit I've ever had. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. This time of year is just nice to like think about like, I mean, it's just been so long since being in school. It just is like, wow. That like 1987 was a long time ago.
It really was.
A really long time ago.
One of the memories, so as I knew we were going to talk about back to school, and one of the memories I had that I was going to tell you about was, so when we moved to Belize, I was 11. So that's just like a rough time of life.
Yeah,
because everyone is in middle school age years. It's just it's terrible for a lot of reasons. So I was the outsider. So that was, so it was an easy person to be mean to. So people were mean to me. That's not really what I was going to say though. What I was going to say was that our ride to school was in the back of a truck.
Oh my gosh.
And I used to have bangs, and I like styled my bangs. Like you remember
did you do the waterfall?
80s, I did the thing that goes like up to the side. The waterfall. Yeah. Waterfall. So like, up like this, like in a swoop, right? Like a swoop. And then this part was
Kelly
like down.
Taylor.
Yes.
Beverly Hills 90210
So like what
scoop.
you do is you take the curling iron on this half of your bangs, you curl it back, up and back. And the other half, you curl down.
Yeah.
And then you like, feather it all together, whatever, tease it, back home it, hairspray it.
Yes.
So you've got that look, right?
Yeah.
So I would do this. And then I would proceed to get in the back of a truck.
Oh, gosh.
And get a ride to school with the wind whipping and blowing my hair. And then arrive at school. And guess what the bathrooms were, Beth? Guess what they were?
An outhouse?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
We
no
live
mirror.
So different.
No mirror.
Yeah. You can't look cute in an outhouse.
No mirror.
Yeah.
Like, let me just repeat that again. So I'm like feeling my hair. Well,
by touch
with my hand, and I'm like, oh, this is not the same. This is not the same. And there's hairspray, right?
Yeah.
This is sad.
Yeah.
This was sad. So I remember packing this little mirror, this little pocket mirror, going into the outhouse, and brought my comb and I'm trying to like tease my bangs and trying to like recover my look in the outhouse before I can like, be on with my day.
Yeah.
Isn't that awful?
It's horrible.
It was not helpful to the situation. Riding in the back of the truck is not helpful for any middle school girl.
No.
You just say that with bangs.
No.
Now, if I didn't have bangs, different story.
I mean, you still would have been snaggly, but yeah.
Exactly. Not nearly as bad.
You got to get the scarf like, 1950s
Not
style.
as bad.
Yeah.
Not as bad. But bangs, it was rough.
Like, as you're saying that, I remembered in 7th grade, like I would do the same type of thing. Like I had curly hair. Mm-hmm. I had the gall to straighten my bangs and curl half of them under, half of them up.
Just like
no
me.
Feathering. Just
the thing.
Half up, half down.
Oh.
Curly hair, straight bangs, recurled.
What was that look about? Why didn't you feather them a little?
That wasn't the look here.
Oh.
It was just, you did them half up looked and good. This. I looked great.
Yeah, you did.
I had a bright green shirt on. I had red lips. I was wearing a lot of cross colors.
I want to see a picture of this.
I have a picture of it. I'm flashing back to it because as you were talking, I was just like, I remember burning myself at times, just to try and get that real straight up and down look. But yeah.
I grew out my bangs.
Oh yeah,
that was my solution.
Yeah, bangs are always a bad choice. I feel like
there's
only a few people that can.
Of a truck. I mean, it was not working.
No, that does not help a look at all. Ugh, the plight of a teenage girl.
Hey, this is Jayme from the Geriatric Millennials podcast. If you're enjoying our show, please take a minute to leave us a review because it would help us. And if you follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials or share an episode or two with your friend, you have a friend that would enjoy this podcast. So just share it with them. It helps us. And we so appreciate all of your continued support.